Hello, lovely viewers. In this short lesson, we shall be discussing the detailed analysis of The Hans the Ninth by Kofi Anyidoho. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. The Hans the Ninth by Kofi Anyidoho is a poem that talks about greed, exploitation, and hope for the future. The title of the poem, The Hans the Ninth, brings to mind the images of a hunter. A hunter, as we all know, usually carries around harmful weapons like guns, knives, traps, and bow and arrow. In today's lesson, however, we are not going to discuss how to hunt. Rather, we shall be discussing the relationship that exists between a dog and his master. So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly follow me on this educative journey. They have sought to put us away, like memories of bad marriage of youth. But like wounds from naughty childhood days, we leave a perpetual scar upon the forehead of their joy. The poem begins with a tone of hope and victory. Here, our poetic speaker speaks of the unsuccessful attempt of a master to suppress him and his people. Just as anyone would like to forget memories of a bad marriage of youth, so are the so-called masters trying their best to forget and put away Africans. However, this failed attempt to put Africans away was revealed by the poet in the line, "We leave a perpetual scar upon the forehead of their joy." One might be tempted to ask, why are poetic speaker and his people struggling so hard to prevent the master from putting them away? The following lines reveal it all. We are the dog who caught the game, but later sat beneath the table, over bones, over drooping from the mouth. These lines reveal the relationship between our speaker and the so-called master. Here, the poet used the image of the dog and his master to clearly project to the world the greed and exploitative nature of the so-called master. After catching the game for the master, it was expected that the dog would be given a fair share of the game. However, the dog has been denied his due. Later, we find out that the dog is made to feed on bones dropping from the master's mouth. This relationship between the dog and his master is likened to what happens in Africa now. The white take almost all their raw materials from Africa and transform them into finished goods, and later bring them back to Africa and sell them at higher prices. In gentle tones, the master talks of angels coming down with gifts for God's children. Still, we think of ghosts who will not go to hell. In the previous line, the dog is presented as a workaholic. However, the fruit of his labor does not match up with the effort he puts out. Anyone in this situation will have no other option than to complain. And what does the master have to say about this? In gentle tones, we are told the master talks of angels coming down with gifts for God's children. So after exploiting the people, this is what the master has to tell them. The whites colonized and exploited Africans under the guise of religion. However, our poetic speaker holds a different view from that of the master, who considers some people as God's children and others who are not God's children. Here, the hypocrisy of the master is revealed. The master mocks the African traditional religion and culture as not being children of God. However, our poetic speaker defends the African culture and the African traditional religion and his ancestors by stating clearly that they sing of ghosts who will not go to hell. Therefore, everyone is the child of God. They hang the nights from cottage doors to palace gates, knocking with bony skinny hands, scaring away God's own children from playing fields at heaven's gates. From the previous lines, our poetic speaker informs us that the master deliberately, or the master tries all means to deny his victims the basic needs of life. They equally preach about angels bringing gifts for God's children. However, the master himself is not patient enough to wait for the gifts that the angels will bring down for God's children. Therefore, they enjoy from the labor of their victims. In this line, the speaker considers the evangelism of the master as a hand which is capable of scaring God's own children from playing fields at heaven's gates. So they seek to muzzle our hells and chain our anguish to their gates of hell. Here, we are told that in the quest of the master to silence and tame his victims, he preached of hellfire. The fear of hellfire tames and makes the victims silent, while the master enjoys from their labor. Maybe tomorrow they will sweep us into garbage cans with other testimonials of their greed. Here, the speaker warns us of the actions of the master. According to our poetic persona, all the effort of the master is geared towards silencing their victims due to their greed. However, the last line adds the hope for the future. But on wings of flames will rise and float across the joys and rain rumors of blood upon their festival dreams. Rumors, dreams, blood. Here, our poetic speaker ends the poem with a tone of hope for the future. The hope for the future is that Africans will possess wings and be able to fly across their joys and rain rumors of blood upon their festival dreams. Thanks for watching this lesson. See you in our next video.